Let me put y'all in my business. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Mims Monday. Mims Monday is Make It Make Sense Monday. Make It Make Sense Monday stems from me and the decisions that I've made on my healing journey. Make It Make Sense. I kind of base my healing journey on that. What makes sense to me may not make sense to somebody else, and what makes sense to somebody else may not make sense to me. So I don't believe in wasting people's time. I don't believe in my time being wasted. So in my healing journey, I've took a step to where I've cut some people off, right? Not only have I cut people off, I've changed my number, because if I don't feel like it aligns with my healing or it complements what God wants me to do, I make this thing make sense to me and I get rid of it. So many times we sit and we let things that don't make sense to us play a part in our life. So many things that we know don't make sense to us, we let it stick around because of money. We let it stick around because we want a relationship, a friendship. We want attention, just for all the wrong reasons. But I feel like in today's time, with the way things are going, like I feel like only good motives and the truth will get you where you need to be. So if you wholeheartedly doesn't think that something makes sense to you, why are you still there? Why are you still clocking into that job every day that does not make sense to you? So what? You need money. Make it make sense. Nothing's going to grow or go in the positive direction until you cut those strings. You get what I'm saying? If in that relationship, that person's motives and the way they think don't make sense to you, why are you linking with someone who is pulling you down? If what don't make sense to you, you are allowing it in your space, you don't have to become it, and you don't have to really give your all into it. But what it will do is it will keep you stuck where you are, and it will not let you advance to the next level. Make It Make Sense Mondays is the time to reflect on what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. Some people will say I'm being selfish, I'm being weird, I'm running from something, and I'm not. I'm really standing in my truth. If I don't feel like it makes sense to my healing, it, you know, ain't no need. If somebody calls me and what they're talking about, and I just don't think the way they do, why would I sit on the phone and in my head think negatively about this person? Or why would I sit on the phone and just let time pass by making them think that I support what doesn't make sense to me? That's just like me putting on lashes and walking around, right? I'm not gonna lie. When I see other women with lashes, some of them are really cute, right? But I remember one time I tried some on, and it just didn't look right. But you want to know why? Because that's not my style. I don't have a taste for that. I don't have a taste for lashes. I don't have a taste for makeup. When I put on makeup, it makes me look older than what I am. So the fact that that's not who I really am, I'm not lashes, I'm not makeup. I am natural. I'm a natural tone person. I am an all natural person. Like I don't want the extra stuff. So therefore it didn't make sense. It didn't look right because it didn't make sense. You get what I'm saying? I can't force something that's not authentically me. I can't force makeup on my face and say, "Oh, I'll think this make me look better." I can't force lashes on me and make me try to fit in the crowd. It's not going to make sense because that's not me. I can't let nobody make me do something or conform or naturally flow in something that I truly don't have here at heart or does not make sense to me. it's not going to go right. So that relationship that you're in that's not going right, and you know it's not, think of the days where they're giving you ideas. They're giving you their ideas. They're trying to support what you got going on, or they're wanting you to support what they got going on. But not one time do these things make sense to you. It does not flow. It does not complement what makes sense to you. That is a waste of time. So what? He may got good money. He may got good you know what. That is a deceiver of your future, of your prosperity, of your mind, of the generations to come, whether you want kids or not. Make it make sense. Stop wasting time on things that does not make sense to you. If you're on a job and they just gave you a promotion, but you don't wholeheartedly agree with what they're doing, why are you there? You're negative the whole time because you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't believe in this. Make it make sense. Don't go. When I lived in Arizona, there was so many jobs that was wanting me on the spot, paid really good. But from my perspective, nobody else's, no judgment. If you do, if you don't, it does not matter. This is me. I don't have the vaccine, nor do I want the vaccine. So all these jobs that I was getting were jobs who were requiring me to call people to see if they were interested in the vaccine, or help, or the people that was calling in who was interested, to help them schedule appointments to get the vaccine. And to me, I said, this does not make sense. Why do I want to work on a job? Why would I want to work on a job who is promoting and helping these people get the things that I solely don't believe in? And that's what you got to do. You got to be real with yourself in every aspect of your life. If you were stuck and you can't and you don't know why, it's because something that makes sense to you does not make sense to somebody else that you're partnering with. Something that does not make sense to you from somebody else, you are okay with them in your space. I don't care who it is. You have to be strategic about every part of your life. Anywhere there is conflict, anywhere you guys are not on the same page, anytime you would not do something that this person would do anytime, and there will be disagreements, but I mean wholeheartedly, nobody's perfect, but nothing can flow if you guys are on the same page. If it doesn't make sense to you, because you're going to have negative thoughts concerning their thoughts, you're going to have negative thoughts concerning their plans, you're going to have negative thoughts concerning the job, the relationship, and you're lying to yourself. You're lying to them, you're lying to yourself, and you're lying to your future. Well, you can't get there because the future won't have it anyway. Days gonna go by, but your greatness that's up ahead is not going to take a person who lies to themselves. If it recognizes that if you're not true to yourself, why would it think that you're going to be true to it? So make it make sense Mondays. Like, make it make sense. It don't make sense if you are not interested in it. It doesn't make sense if you are not wholeheartedly in it. If you yourself wouldn't do it, why would you tell somebody, why would you want to be there? Oh girl, you should do this, you should do that, when hands down you wouldn't even be talking to the guy. Be honest with the girl and say, hey, I don't want to waste your time or mine. Can't give you no advice, because in this situation I kind of wouldn't be in that situation. You're not better than the person, but you are honestly stating that you would be no help, because you can't put yourself in her situation if you never wanted to be there. If it doesn't make sense to you, why would you squeeze yourself in a situation mentally that you doesn't make sense to you to try to help someone else? You get what I'm saying? So what makes sense to me, that's what I'll talk about. What makes sense to me, that's what gets my energy. I did a few things yesterday and I was excited to do it. And it had been on my heart for a while. And I was, at first you think, well, what about this person? What about that person? Wonder how they're going to feel. Bruh, If it makes sense to you, you do it, and you don't have to explain yourself to nobody else. If it's something you've been wanting to do for a long time and it makes sense to you, you go ahead and do it. You've wasted time already. You've wasted years already. Nobody else's opinions, and it does. And then the people who you're worried about, the situation does not make sense to them. So how can they give you their opinion if it doesn't make sense to them? Somebody that it would make sense to would tell you, if you don't get your up and get on through. We got to stop wasting time on people who don't agree, who wouldn't even see what you see when you see it. Make it make sense, please. Make it make sense. Make it make sense Mondays. This is just a little introduction to it. And, I'll try to be a little bit more strategic with certain topics as the Mondays come by. But overall, if it does not make sense to you, job, man, woman, school, career, if it does not make sense to you, why are you there? Why are you wasting time? You don't need nobody else's permission to do what you wanted to. I'm thinking about doing this little quick little video put together vlog. I'm not sure, where I moved to Arizona on a faith move. And of course, it didn't make sense to nobody. People, I grew up in a small country. Even the people who didn't grow up in a small town, they were in the city. If they listen, I'm quite sure everybody thought I was crazy for making this faith move to move. One of the closest people to me that I thought would have had, should have had my back, talk trash about me about it, but then would talk to me and say, oh, that does make sense. It makes sense. But it don't make sense to you when it's time for you to talk to other people. And, that kind of crushed me, because it's like, don't call me. If you're not going to wholeheartedly understand what I'm saying while I'm talking, do yourself a favor and don't put yourself in a position to go tell my business and to spread gossip and be negative. You know what I'm saying? So what made sense to me was, I got this call and somebody said, hey, you should come visit Arizona. And I was like, hey, if I come that far, mind you, I'm in South Carolina. If I come that far, I'm moving. So that made sense to me. If I'm going to drive all the way over there and I like it, why not stay? Why not stay? Why not see what it's like to live somewhere else? Why not let my kids feel a different atmosphere where people are open and not being judgmental? And that's what it was. I got what I looked for. People were not judgmental. People were very open. It was easy for people to help you get where you needed to be. And we had an amazing time there. And because it made sense to me before I got there, it made even more sense once I got there. It was so catering to me. It was so catering to me. You get what I'm saying? And I liked it. So I would say, don't second guess should you call somebody. Don't, just because you're excited, think you need to call somebody they get silent once you start talking about things that you were excited about. If they're not feeding you that same energy, bruh, dead it. You don't have to cut everybody off. I'm sorry, that's me. But you don't have to cut everybody off, but know what to talk about and what not to talk about with people. Know what to share and what not to share with people. Make that shit make sense. If you know you're getting nowhere when it comes to talking to this person about something, don't talk to them about it. Y'all, by now, with this generation, we know what we can talk to people about and what we can't talk to people about. We know what we want to spend our time on and what we don't want to spend our time on. Make your life make sense for you, not nobody else. You are the one who's trying to get to the next level. They don't know what it's like for you to try to get to the next level. They know what they got going on, but they don't know what you individually have going on. If they don't understand you, so what? They don't have to understand you. God made you to be you and not them. God made them to be them and not you. And I hate it. I hate that so many churches out here, people go to church for advice. People go to church to look for help because you're thinking you're around like-minded people. And we got to draw the line that if it don't make sense to them, cut it off. Stop talking to them about the things that make sense to you. Keep it between you and God. Or go search YouTube to find like-minded people who think like you do and just engage that way. Watch their videos. Even if you can't talk to them face to face, just watching their videos will make you feel like you're not alone. Just watching their videos will make you feel like I am thinking straight. Just watching their videos will make you think, so what? I don't have nobody to talk to, but I know I'm not going crazy. So make that thing make sense. If it don't make sense to you, don't waste your time, because that doesn't make sense. If it don't make sense to you, don't waste your breath and waste your thoughts telling somebody something that is precious to you. That don't make sense. If it's precious to you, that don't even sound right to give it to somebody who's not going to handle it the way you handle it. Lord, if they don't handle things, okay, you get a fragile box and you got the UPS guy and FedEx just throwing your shit on the porch. They don't know what's in that and they don't care. Stop going and talking to people and telling people what's not going to make sense to them. Because at the end of the day, that do not make sense. It is a waste of time. It is a waste of your energy. Get on YouTube. There's people on here that thinks like you. There's people on here that thinks like you. Thinks the same way you do. You're not weird. It makes sense to you. You're not by yourself. It just only makes sense to you. You are not delusional or crazy. It just only makes sense to you. And you have the right to say, if that don't make sense to me, I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to engage in it, because when you link with anything, it could either become weeds in your garden or it could help your garden flourish. When it don't make sense to somebody else and they're bringing negativity, you're discouraged. You don't even want to do it no more. You don't even want to do the idea no more. You don't even want to feed it no more. You don't even want to water the plants no more because you don't feel like it. Because somebody's negative energy came in and made you feel like, well, maybe this is a stupid idea. Maybe this isn't right. Whatever makes sense to you, make it make sense by not engaging with something or someone else who does not understand and who it doesn't make sense to you. Be okay with not making sense to others. Be okay with not being normal to others. Be okay with not making sense to others. Mims Monday. Make it make sense, please. This is your life, not theirs.